Okay, welcome to today's edition of the Morton Grove Fire Department training videos. This is episode 10. I'm Lieutenant Mike Leteau. Today we're going to show you the ShoFlow flow meter. And the first thing you got to know about it is where we keep it, which is right here. Okay, so this is the ShoFlow flow meter. Right here, you can see it will measure between 100 and 500 gallons per minute. It's a Bluetooth device. It operates with an app that we have downloaded to the tablets on the engines. And some guys, myself included, have the app on our phones. I find it's a little bit easier on the phone app, but you can do whatever you want. Anyway, it measures between 100 and 500 GPM. And what happens is once you're flowing 100 gallons a minute, there's a turbine in here spinning. And when it's flowing over 100 gallons a minute, it starts generating enough electricity or enough power to send a signal to the Bluetooth, to your Bluetooth device. And then it will start registering how many GPMs are going through it. So you can see it's got a 2.5-inch female here. We're going to put this on our discharge port. And then we can put either a 2.5-inch hose or an 1.75 inch. The 1.75 inch hose is used with this turbulence reducer here, so that you get a more accurate flow, a more accurate reading. Today we're flowing 2.5-inch hose, so we're not going to be using this part. So I like to use this anytime we're flowing 2.5-inch hose off of one of the engines for training, because it lets the engineers know exactly how much engine pressure they need to generate the GPMs that they're looking for. Okay, so I want to show you the app that we're going to be using. It's here called TFT, Task Force Tips. And then when you open it up, it's got a tab there called Smart Gauges and Scan. So once we are flowing 100 GPM through the flow meter, it'll start sending a signal to this app, and then we'll push this scan button, and then the app will find the flow meter, and we'll start getting readings. Okay, there are a couple of limitations with the app. Number one, the app and the flow meter have to be kind of close together. The manufacturer's information says that the flow meter has a range of 100 feet. I have not had that experience. In fact, even just walking around to the other side of the engine, I've lost the signal. So I much prefer to use a discharge port right next to the panel, and then have the tablet or the phone right there with the engineer, so you don't lose the signal. And then the second limitation is that only one person can be using it at a time. The flow meter can only send a signal to one device. But there is a way to share devices through the app, but I've never done it. So I did it once. It does work, but it's kind of pointless. Okay, so this is our layout today. We've got the flow meter, and then we've got 250 feet of 2.5-inch hose. That's to simulate our 2.5-inch pre-connect. At the end of it, of course, we have our standard 2.5-inch nozzle. We know that that flows 250 GPM at 50 PSI. So once the flow meter starts registering and it gets to 250 GPM, we'll know that from the app. Then we'll know that we're at the right engine pressure, which we're anticipating that should be somewhere around 80 or 88 with our friction loss calculations and our nozzle pressure, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so now we're flowing at least 100 gallons a minute. The flow meter has communicated with the tablet. You can see it here. And we're going to click this button up here, Explore Connected Devices. And there it shows, even at idle pressure, we're already flowing 265 GPM. We were only looking for 250 to begin with. And here we are at idle pressure, which are pump discharging at 81 PSI. You don't need anything more than that then. for our 2.5-inch pre-connect layout. Okay, they have shut down the line, and you can see we lost our connection because we're no longer flowing anything. What we're doing is we're switching out from the fog tip to the solid stream. That's an 1.25 inch solid stream, and it flows 325 GPM at 50 PSI. That's the same. We didn't touch any gauges over here on the engine. Same engine pressure should get us back to 50 PSI. Okay, now they're flowing. And we're going to be looking for the device. There it is. We're up to 303, 306. We're looking for 325. We need just a few more PSI here to get back to 82, or what were we at, 81, 82. There's our 325. We did have to add a little bit of engine pressure. That's one of the nice things about the app, is it lets you know exactly what you're doing. Okay, so today we showed you that we're using the flow meter for our 2.5-inch pre-connect. It's also very useful if you're pulling the leader line in training. You can see exactly what pressures you need to get your desired GPMs. And it's particularly useful if we're training with the mini monitor, so you can know exactly how many GPMs you're putting through that. Okay, that concludes this episode of Morton Grove Fire Department training videos, and no firefighters were injured in the making of this video.